I knew it. This list is literally already outdated because Kevin O'Connell of the Rams, OC, Vikings have requested an interview with him as well. He is seen as this up-and-coming Sean McVay, wunderkind offensive mind guy. Plus, connections. Monty Ossenfort, Titans VP of player personnel, whatever. If the Vikings hire him as GM, the pride of Laverne, Minnesota, he has connections with Kevin O'Connell because Ossenfort was with the Patriots as a scout in 2008 when they drafted Kevin O'Connell, the pride of San Diego. Oh, it's all coming together. Let's go. Let's go. Or is it San Diego State? Doesn't matter. As NFL Super Wildcard Weekend is about to kick off, the Minnesota Fighting Vikings are like, bitch, what about me? What about attention on me? All eyes on me. And as a clinical narcissist, I respect it. I respect this power move. So the Vikings, it's being reported that the Vikings have requested interviews with several head coaching candidates, as well as there's a couple speculated on that we'll get into. And this is as of right now, 9:55 a.m. Central Time, which is the correct time zone, by the way. So this could change. We'll update it as it goes, but there you go. Now, first off, there's going to be a lot of people crying, but they said they'd hire a GM first. Well, they're just getting these head coach interview requests in. A lot of them are hot names. They're going to be in high demand. Also, a lot of the windows are going to be closing depending on when teams play in the playoffs. So it's important to get these names in now, etc. Plus, some of these head coaches, it could be package deals. I mean, Todd Bowles and John Spytek from Tampa, etc. Yeah, one time. Yeah, we'll see. But going through the list. So the first name that was reported was Todd Bowles, Buccaneers defensive coordinator, 58 years young, former Jets head coach, 2015 to 2018. Now, I do not put Todd's mess with the Jets on Todd solely. I think a lot of it was Mike McCagnon, his GM, who was just garbage. I mean, those Jets teams were bad, and that's by Jet standards. He's been a great defensive coordinator with Arians in Arizona as well as Tampa Bay. In Arizona and Tampa Bay, his defenses have been top 10 in scoring, as well as the Bucs have been top 5 in takeaways for each of the last 3 seasons. So, like I said, I would have preferred young, offensive-minded head coach, but if they decide to go in a different direction, it's possible. I do think that Todd is a leader of men. I think that he would get the respect of the veterans right away, which would be the first step. He would fix Zimmer's defense. And if he brought along a young, up-and-coming offensive coordinator and then got out of his way, I'd be okay with that. Nathaniel Hackett, Packers OC, Buddy Wackett. And yeah, it's probably illegal when talking about job hirings to list age, but don't care. I'm not hiring him, whatever. But Nathaniel Hackett has been offensive coordinator since 2016, a couple years with the Jaguars, followed Matt LaFleur, the 12-year-old boy, up to Green Bay. And the Packers allegedly have been doing some things. Cool. But yeah, it's hard to parse out what is LaFleur, what is Hackett, what's the other dude, I forget his name, who's also getting some head coaching steam, whatever. But I do think that Hackett is going to get a head coaching job very soon. Would it add a little bit more spice to the border battle? Sure. Jonathan Gannon, Eagles DC, 39 years young, so he's a very interesting name. From everything I've seen, I don't think he's related to Rich Gannon, so that's whatever there. But he was actually on the Viking staff, the initial Zimmer staff, 2014 to 2017, as assistant defensive backs coach, and he's worked his way up. He was named Nick Sirianni's Eagles defensive coordinator this season. Eagles defense has done some pretty nice things. Big play Slay. Hey, career renaissance, baby. Let's get it going. So he is the name to watch. Sort of that Brandon Staley, young defensive mind, genius, that whole thing coming on in. Kellen Moore, speaking of young genius, Cowboys OC, 33 years young. You remember him. He was at Boise State for 19 years. He's like, he's the winningest quarterback in college football history because he was there for 17 years. I mean, you're going to win a lot of games if you play 200 of them, but whatever. He's been the Cowboys OC since 2019. He survived regime change. Mike McCarthy came in. Kellen Moore still calling plays. And I like him. I like the idea of him. I've said that Kellen Moore probably needs another year or two of seasoning. But, I mean, if you're going to get him, you may as well get him. I do like his leadership. That goes all the way back to Boise State. It goes to when he was Dak's backup. So, I mean, you could do a lot worse. And the Vikings have in the past, for sure. Dan Quinn, DQ, Cowboys DC, 51 years young. Yes, he was Falcons head coach back in the day. And I don't know if the 0-4 in the Super Bowl Vikings can just mesh up with 28-3 head coach, because I think that would have a rip in the space-time continuum. I don't know. Dan Quinn was also the Legion of Boom defense coordinator back in the day as well. But highly respected. I think he's a great leader. I think that Quinn and Dimitroff did a very good job in Atlanta. Just that that Super Bowl broke them. It did, and they just were not the same after that. Oh, by the way, the Falcons the year after 28-3 were the ones that were supposed to beat the Eagles in Philly. So it would have been at home for the NFC title game against the Falcons. Redemption song, but it didn't happen. That came down to the last play, too, because I think Julio had a shot in the front right corner of the end zone. If he came down with 2 feet, I think that the Eagles lose. But DeMeco Ryans, Niners defense coordinator, 37 years young. You remember him. He's an awesome, badass linebacker for the Texans back in the day. He's worked his way up in the Niners organization, a linebackers coach, and now DC for Kyle Shanahan, taking over for Rob Saleh, who went to the Jets. So he is another young up-and-coming name. Ryans, Gannon, Hackett, Kellen Moore, etc. A couple of them are speculated. So Courtney Cronin is reporting that the Vikings have done the initial work on Vance Joseph, the Cardinals DC, former Broncos head coach, as well as Patrick Graham, the Giants defense coordinator, as well, 42 years young. Now, Vance Joseph had 2 years with the Broncos. Didn't quite work out. John Elway was very quick to axe him. So Patrick Graham, like we mentioned, Giants DC the last 2 years. He's been on the Patriots for a number of years, working his way up as well. The Giants fired Joe Judge, so Graham's going to be out of a job sometime soon. That would be failing forward, though. Your defense with the Giants is bad, and you get fired, but you get a head coaching job. It happens. Also, they don't have to put in a formal interview request of Doug because he's a free agent right now. But, of course, classic Doug, classic mix-up, Super Bowl winning head coach, 53 years young. Although, I don't really trust visor head coaches. Maybe that's my problem with Lane Kiffin. I don't really know. But, again, this is the initial list. This is going to grow. This is going to show, etc. But here's my thing. Keep an open mind. Like, I know that there's some of these names on here. Is like, I love that guy. I hate that guy. Never that guy. No. But we got to trust the Wilfs here. I mean, because this is their billion-dollar baby. And they want to win Super Bowls. They're not really content just to sitting back and having some 8-9 BS, right? But whoever they see fit to be general manager, to be head coach, got to rally behind them because it's the team. It's a team. And just because they didn't hire your guy, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing with free agency. It's the same thing with the draft. If they didn't sign or draft your guy, you can't hold it against the guy that they did take, right? So you got to rally behind them. You got to give them a chance, at least open slate, or at least for one game until they prove they're a donkey and they're like, fire everyone. You fired. But it's got to be just like Spielman. It's got to be just like Denny and Tice and Childress and Leslie and Zimmer. You got to give them a chance coming in. That's it. Every head coach, like we said, should start with a clean slate. I mean, there's nothing worse. Like, say the Vikings do hire Dan Quinn, and you don't want Dan Quinn at all. You're like, boo, he's a loser. Boo, he's a 500 head coach. Boo, 28-3. Boo. But if the Vikings hire him, and you're either consciously or subconsciously rooting against your team, just because they hired the guy that you didn't want, it's like, oh, I really wanted Kellen Moore, but they hired Dan Quinn. Who cares? Rally. Next man up. Whatever. I love the one you with. That's right. But your thoughts are thoughts. That's the current, as of right, 10:02 a.m. Central Time, Vikings head coaching interview tracker. It's probably outdated. Let us know in the comments section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.